Hello there, and welcome to another weekly edition of the Volleyball Coaches Show. I'm Jordan Bazeron with MurrayAthletics.com. Joined alongside head volleyball coach Stephen Gream. Coach, you guys had a pretty good week last week. You guys went 3-0. All 4-set matches. You guys won every match 3-1. So let's go back and start with Lyon. You know, it was a game. Lyon's not the toughest opponent, but it was an opponent that you guys, of course, wanted to beat. First of all. Secondly, I'm sure you wanted your team to have a confidence going into the conference play this weekend. So against Lyon, Manji and McNee both had 18 kills apiece, and McNee really turned it around that game. She had a .412 hitting percentage. Taylor Rayum had a career-high 49 assists. Your team hit nearly 300 as a team. Can you talk about that match as a whole?
Well, as I said in a previous interview, Lyon was a game that we needed to get ready for the weekend. And so we wanted to get our hitters going, run some different plays, do some different things to kind of get prepared, because people are watching tape now, so we want to make sure we throw something different at them. One of the things we did is we switched Shelby Lauterbach and Haley McNee halfway through the match, and Haley took off. And that was the spark we wanted, and of course Shelby was getting used to, but when Shelby got good swings on that side, I thought she got good swings, which again helped us in the weekend. So the Lyon game match was really good. It helped us work on some things, get some people some playing time, and also work on things that we needed for this weekend. Now
moving into SWOSU, we had a long road trip to Oklahoma, and Manji continued her success. She's really been a driving force for you guys all season long, a really reliable force on the outside. But again, it was McNee. She swung 400 in SWOSU. How important is it for McNee to stay consistent throughout the rest of the season?
Oh, it's very consistent, especially with us having her on the outside again. Because now the teams can't cheat, where they pray that Amanda gets on the back row, and then all of a sudden they can relax. Now they can't relax now because McNee's starting to pick it up now to go with our middles that our play that's going on. So it's really big in helping us spread things out. McNee can also run different sets a little bit that would throw some people off. Again, people are watching tape now. Now we have to switch. Now they don't have anything to go by.
Now moving into Nawasu, another game in which you guys won 3-1. But after the first set, it was somewhat troubling. I mean, Nawasu really came out strong. They hit a 406 against you guys. You guys didn't have a block in the first set, but you guys really turned it around in the next 3 sets. You guys totaled 7 blocks in the next 3 sets, and their hitting percentage was really low. It was under 100 in the last 3 sets. So the second set, you guys won 25-21. But the third set was the big set. Anytime you have a 1-1 match, you always want to get that third set, take that 2-1 lead moving into the 4th set. So when you guys went down 24-20, it was quite different than the outcome was different than what I thought would happen. Yeah, so can you talk a little bit about what happened?
Well, anytime a team gets down 24-20, I don't care what you think. You think it's almost over because you make one mistake, it's over. And one thing I really credit our kids for is they never gave up. We're talking to them in timeouts, and they're like, hey, we can do this. And when they start believing and start executing, that just gets stronger as the game goes along. You know, we got 24-21, then we got 24-22. And then we get some crazy plays that we got out there. I mean, Shelby hit one off her shoulder to a kill by Manji that doesn't happen every day. I mean, you get a little luck too in those drives. But I thought our kids really did well, especially Hannah Rice. I mean, Hannah Rice got everything up. She did not let that ball hit the floor. She probably was one solid bruise when she got done, but that she was the key to the game. She energized the team to make that extra push.
Now let's talk about the end of that third set. How much does momentum shift when you guys steal that third set from Nawasu like you did?
Oh, it's a heartbreaker. I mean, you could look at their faces after the game was over with. We went 27-25, and they're up 24-20 to start the whole mess. In that 6-minute span, they went from one point from winning to losing. And so you go into that 4th set, now you're thinking, okay, what can we do now? And of course, got the momentum now. Now we're riding it a little bit because we just had a big run now. So it's a big moment. Volleyball is a great momentum sport. And so the team that has momentum usually carries over, and that 2-1 lead goes a long way.
Yeah, and speaking of Manji, she matched her career high with 21 kills. Her last 6 matches, she's had at least 15 kills. How great is it to have such a reliable hitter like Amanda Manji?
Oh, she's just in the zone. She just flat pounds the ball. She'll tip, but she just flat hits the ball, and you can't cheat on her on one particular set because she runs so many different sets. And she's 6'1", she jumps high, and she causes problems for the block. So she has a lot of weapons that teams aren't used to. Plus, you have Taylor Rayum that's really getting used to her now and really putting in spots where she can hit it, and that's why she's doing so well. Now it's taking the pressure, with her being so aggressive, it's taking the pressure off the other hitters, and now they're starting to get where they're hitting better, like you mentioned McNee earlier, and the middles, and now Shelby's hitting a little bit on the right side a little bit, so it's a domino effect with that. So she's really helped us in more ways than just getting kills. She's helped us with our team offense as well.
Now let's go back to Rayum a little bit. I love to talk about Taylor Rayum. She's such an athletic setter.
Yeah.
Can you talk about her athletic ability? Because sometimes there are passes in the net and she somehow throws them out of the net and most of the time sets up a perfect set.
Well, that was one of the things we wanted to do going into this year, was bring in not only one athletic setter but two. We have two athletic setters that do a really good job. Taylor is the more experienced of the two, but they're both equally athletic. And the thing about her is, not only does she save those balls that you're talking about, she'll also kill them. She's got 60 kills on the year. And so you can't cheat on her as a defense. You think, oh, you got two hitters. No, you got three on the front row. She just has to be the one who gives rid of the ball more. So Taylor's done a really good job of learning the offense and running the offense smoothly, and that's one reason why we pulled out those 3 wins last week.
Yeah, we can go back to Rayum, and against Swasu, she went 5 for 10 in kills, and most of those were dumps, but it catches the defense off guard. They really don't know how to defend it. But going back to recap the week, Monji again, 54 kills, a 4.5 kills per set. This is right after the week before she had a 4.53 kills per set, which of course got her the GAC Player of the Week. Again, a 357 attacking percentage, a little bit down from the 400, but you know, you can't really complain about that, right?
No, I mean, it's like baseball. Oh, you hit 350. Really? You know? I know it's not 400 like Ted Williams, but it's still a good percentage. So, you know, she was just flat hitting. And part of the reason it wasn't because of errors, just because of attempts. She had 52 attempts in one of those matches. Just because of, you know, Taylor just couldn't do nothing else with it. And plus, you know, if it's working, keep trying, you know. So that was part of the reason for lower percentage, but she still hits for a high average. Anytime you have an outside hitter hitting over 300, you're doing well. And she hit 350 and 400 last 2 weeks. I'll take that every time.
Yeah, I like to use the phrase, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
That's right.
And then you got Hannah Rice. I mean, last week she had 76 digs, most notably her game against Nawasu, which is one of the best performances I've ever seen a libero play ever. And she had 6.33 digs per set. That's got to be great coming out of Hannah Rice.
Oh, yeah. I mean, again, she's just learning this position. You know, she's gotten better every match out there, and she's starting to learn where she needs to be, what she needs to do. The block is doing a better job of funneling balls to her, which makes her life a whole lot easier. And she's not scared of anything. I mean, like I said, she was one solid bruise after that game, but she was not going to lose that set, and she was not going to let a ball hit the floor. The key things that help her is that she's starting to read so much better, which not only is she's been relying on her reacting, now she's reading. And that's helped her very, very much, especially in that Nawasu set.
Now, finally, let's talk about Taylor Rayum's week. She also had an incredible week. She had, coming off of she was also named the GAC Setter of the Week last week with 10.3 assists per set. She actually toppled that this week with 11 assists per set. So can you talk about her week as a whole?
Well, I mean, you know, you can only say so much. I mean, the team is doing a really good job of getting her balls that she can set anybody, not just the outside. You know, there's a few times in Nawasu set that she had to, but Nawasu's a good team at placing the ball. But other than that, the defense has really done a good job, and service has done a good job getting her balls, and she's done a really good job of moving the ball around so teams can't just focus on a Manji or a McNee. She's setting Shelby, she's setting Allie, she's setting Logan, she's setting back row attack. And then when you think about all those, then she gets a kill on you at the same time. So she's really hard to defend because she has so many options, and she's so athletic and aware of what's going on. So it's one of those things where I'm glad she's on my team, not on another team.
Now, moving into tomorrow, you guys have Henderson State, your third consecutive conference match. It's a home match. You're back home. It's at 7 p.m. And now Henderson has struggled so far this season. They haven't won a conference match this season, but needless to say, every time you get an in-state rival, it's going to be a fight, right?
Right.
And they also have senior Jessica Moss, who's second in the conference in kills per set. So what have you seen from Henderson State on film this fall?
Henderson State, in my opinion, I've just watched 2 games, some recent games that they've played. Henderson is much improved from last year. Their record does not show that, but as far as I'm getting ready to play them, they are much better than they were last year. They have a new setter that's helped them out a lot. They have Jessica's really stepped up. Jessica last year had a little slump last year. Now she's playing more like a senior. Of course, that seniors most seniors do. And then they have some help with the outside that's going to help them out a little bit. It's a former teammate of Manji, actually. So it's one of those things where we have got to just worry about our side, play our game, do what we did coming off those 2 wins that we had this weekend. Be aggressive, put the pressure on them to make those plays. Because if we can keep their defense from getting the ball to the setter good, they can't set that middle. And so they're going to have to push it outside, and that's where we get our blocks at.
All right, guys, you heard it here first. Join us tomorrow at W.T. Watson Center at 7 p.m. as the Lady Mule Riders look to extend their winning streak against Henderson State. Thanks again, Coach.
Thank you.